It's still true in our society. Standing away from religion can cost you plenty. To question the existence of a supreme being risks friendships, family, even employment. A growing number of people believe they're good without gods. Is nothing sacred? Did we make it all up? Good questions for Minnesota's Freethinkers.
Man created God, not the other way around.
Having this science background, I guess I find more fulfillment in watching the night sky and actually wondering how that actually came to be versus just saying, oh, it's really cool and God did it.
Atheism is without God, not against God. And that's a big problem for a lot of people to understand. They think we're out there to destroy religion in this country. No, we want people to look at it rationally.
Even within my own family, I have relatives that don't really even talk to me anymore because I'm an atheist and they're religious. And I think a lot of that is they just don't understand what atheism is.
We're really no different than anyone else. We just come to our conclusions based on what we believe rather than what someone else says we should believe.
I would definitely support the case that you can be very good without God. You do not need a God or a deity or a supernatural being of any kind in order to live a good and moral life. I think if you look to yourself and to your community as the guideposts, you will live a life that is positive and meaningful and happy, but you won't define that based on either a holy book or a religious leader or any dogma of any organized religion. We tend to say that the world is a natural place and it is defined by natural laws, and we as human beings who have needs for community and support and to be living a positive and meaningful life do that without the help, support, or need of gods.
I've thought about that quite often, that, I decided that I don't believe in the religion stuff, but in my government, that's supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
We're in a free country.
Yeah.
What do we have? Freedom of speech, freedom from want, freedom from fear, freedom of religion. That's worth celebrating.
I know, yeah. But I mean, I'm really at the apex of, I'm a white woman living in a free country. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. I can be a scientist if I want. I've got those opportunities. If I was born even 500 years ago, I'd have probably been burned at the stake for something. Probably for opening my mouth too much. I'm just who I am, and I don't happen to believe in superstitions. There's lots of superstitions that I don't believe in. There's lots of gods that I don't believe in. And my husband teases me because I worry about Odin and Osiris and Akhenaten. And, what about those guys that were so used to having all this publicity and people going after them? And we're not doing it now, but they get replaced. And so we just replaced them again, and I replaced them with something else. Science, probably. Nature.
I think if you take religion out of people's lives, you got to remember what a part of the culture that religion is. So when for some reason, any reason, you don't buy that anymore, you get separated from that social group. And I think people get lost. A lot of people are very afraid to do that because of that very factor. Hence the importance of groups like us to let them know that it's okay to be this way. And if you believe in heaven, fine, if it helps you, but don't tell me that's truth, because I can't experience it, I can't know anything about it, it doesn't rationally make any sense, And the only documentation or proof people have for it is it says so in the Bible. Well, I don't take anything else on one person's say-so, and I didn't take this either. And if it can't stand up against rational inquiry, it's not valid.
Whenever someone like me says God, we're reinforcing the concept of God. We should all be saying, every atheist, everyone who doesn't believe in a God should always say, a God, your God, the God of, because one of the primary arguments about there not being a God is that there are so many of them. People believe morality and ethics is based on a belief in a God. Well, there's no evidence for that. In fact, there's probably evidence that tilts just a little bit the other way. The less you get commands from a God, probably the more ethical you do become, because you don't have all these constraints of who you have to treat nicely and who you can't treat nicely, and who is equal to you, and so forth. I think people are more subject to believing in things that aren't true when what isn't true gives them hope. I just want them to kind of bring down the God part a little bit and figure out how to get hope in some other ways, that's all.
Personally, based on the evidence that I've seen, I don't think there's a God. I don't believe there is one. And other people do, and that's fine. And that's how I've explained it to my children, as they've gotten older and they ask about God. What is God? Is there a God? My answer has always been, some people believe there's a God, some people don't. Your parents don't, you can, you don't have to, it's up to you. That's the way it is. It's hard, in Brainerd, there are plenty of people in my group that they're not out, so to speak, as atheists. We have one guy who owns his own business, and he is terrified that if he makes it known that he's an atheist, he's going to lose business because of that. We have several people who haven't told their parents because they don't want their parents to disown them. They don't want to not be invited to family events. And so it's hard because for me, I feel like I really have an easy time of it, but I'm not representative of what most people are going through in the group.
One of my brothers doesn't speak to me anymore. We had a firm, loud, and animated conversation a number of years ago, and since then he hasn't talked to me. I think attitudes are loosening up, becoming more liberal towards all kinds of religions. I mean, it's not just freethinkers and atheists, but, I guess all kinds of attitudes towards gays, towards, the society's just getting more inclusive. Although it's got a long ways to go yet for atheists.
I'm fortunate enough to be in a family and in a career where the people I interact with are generally accepting, tolerant people. I would not say I've suffered much in the way of emotional or other types of abuse for my position, even though in central Minnesota there is a lot of religiosity.
I think it's a real easy out for a lot of people to do as they're told, to listen to a radio station and do what that person says to do. And I think if we look at the country, look at the world, we see at a lot of places where that's a bad thing. And I think that if people would think for themselves, base their beliefs and actions on what they believe, conclusion that they have come to, I think it would be a much better world. I like to say that we are a group of atheists, agnostics, humanists, and all others are welcome. People can come, but they should know who we are.